I'll give you first shot.
Again, the report is bogus. You don't learn about sewer in a 15-minute visit to a sewer treatment plant. You learn about sewer year after year after year of dealing with it. Problems with sewer, sure. Let me just address what Everett's saying. Just quickly and clear up what happened out. We took over the sewer operation at Stewart International Airport, and whatchamacallit, the USDA was coming in, and actually what they are doing is they're not connected to the sewer plant. There's no way to get to the city of New York. Right. What they do is they take their sludge. They take their sludge to the sewer plant and dispose of it. And but we took over to protect Beaver Dam from the old Army sewer plant. We actually took over that sewer plant. The effluent coming out of Stewart now, and it has been for years, since 2006, goes to our sewer plant. The state government put in a 30-inch pipeline from Stewart all the way down to our sewer plant, which we also utilize. But our sewer plant's old. It was built in the 70s, and like anything else, any other infrastructure that's built in the 70s, it gets old. It does need repair. There's no two ways about it. However, our sewer plant got wiped out twice. Prior to Bonnie, or prior to Bonnie, Irene. Sorry, that must have been a Freudian slip. Prior to Irene, we had an incident back in, I think it was 2005. Actually, it was before I took office, but where all the manholes on our outfall. An outfall is where the effluent comes out of the plant and runs out into a receiving stream, this being the Moodna Creek. All our outfalls, our manholes were all knocked over. You probably all remember the storm. I don't know whether it was a hurricane or what. We ended up going into an order on consent with the DEC, which, that's how they finance their operation, is orders on consent, and replacing some of the manholes. But then along came Irene and devastated our sewer plant. Our secondaries, sludge processing. Our secondaries were underwater, our sewer plant was underwater. Devastated it. Filled our outfall pipe with sand. Cost, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of dollars to get that cleaned. And we had a bad situation. There's no two ways about it. We compromised. They wanted, I don't know, $150,000 in fines following Irene. And I sat down with Willie Janeway at the time and said, hey, Willie, this is absurd. We reached a compromise on that $45,000. We came to a $35,000, penalty. But let me tell you, that penalty had to do with what happened with Irene. And that's all it had to do with. It's much easier for us to compromise with DEC than to spend 2 years in legal battles with them and run the risk of some administrative law judge still fining us. But what we're doing at the sewer plant is the right thing to do. And I said, and this is long before we got into order on consent with DEC, I said, we cannot keep that outfall in the Moodna Creek. What happens when the next Irene comes around? What happens when the next hurricane comes down and takes our outfall pipe out again and starts knocking over manholes? We've got to get it out of the Moodna Creek. It's the right thing for the taxpayer. It's the right thing for the environment. So what we decided to do, and the DEC in their infinite wisdom decided to jump on board and make it as part of the order of consent, is relocate the outfall. We're actually going to take it across the Moodna, down River Road in Cornwall, and take it out into the Hudson. The Hudson has, much greater capacity to assimilate the outfall from the sewer plant than Moodna Creek. It's the right thing, and it's what we are going to do. Had nothing to do with the order on consent, had nothing to do with the DEC. We decided it long before the DEC got involved. And almost every single issue that you see in that order on consent, we have done on our own, and we had started on our own. We've been televising, we're one of the few communities that actually invested in television to go in and televise our sewer lines. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. We're investigating and eliminating I&I. We did a project in sewer coming down off of Erie Avenue, through the swamp behind Midway Market. Barney, right behind your house, Barney, or right by your house. DC didn't have to tell us to do that. We did it because it was the right thing. Ms. Brennan has not got a single clue about sewer or sewer capacity. She says that, well, we're almost at the limit of our capacity. We're at 4.6 million gallons a day on a 5 million gallon plant. Well, 4.6 million gallons was during Irene and during the wet season. You know, we had Irene and what other storm? Did we get that high for an average? Yeah, we did. But our average right now is 3.5 million gallons on a 5 million gallon plant. So anybody that tells you that there isn't capacity there is absolutely lying to you. You know, there's so many aspects about our sewer plant. Beaver Dam is part of it. I don't know if you saw the order on consent. Right?
No, I didn't see it.
Beaver Dam is part of the order on consent. About 2 years ago, I said to our sewer treatment plant operator, the guy that maintains our system, I said, I'm real concerned about I&I, and I know that some of the pipes at Beaver Dam, I'm sorry, I take it for, I'm real sorry, you know, I take it for granted everybody knows what I'm talking about. I&I is inflow and infiltration, and it's water getting into the sewer pipes from one source to another. So I want you to take those television cameras out to Beaver Dam, because I know that some of the pipes are underwater, and I want you to check it. We started that 2 years ago. And when we told the DEC what we were doing, well, they decide, well, let's make that part of the order on consent because it looks good too. So what you read is not necessarily the truth. It would take me a week to sit down and explain to everybody exactly what's going on with sewer and what we're doing. But rest assured, we're doing the right thing with sewer. And sewer, like water, is very important to the town of New Windsor because the growth of the town of New Windsor, you know, the economic growth, you know, industrial growth, the things that we rely on to relieve our taxes are dependent on sewer. And they're dependent on water capacity.